And that's actually where I'm going to begin my next segment. The Ringer, they came out with their NFL playoff quarterback rankings 1 through 14, and I'm going to give some key players at key numbers on their list and their rankings. Tom Brady came in at number 9, Joe Burrow number 4, Josh Allen number 3, Justin Herbert number 2, and Patrick Mahomes at number 1. So I'm going to give my list on my NFL playoff quarterback rankings 1 through 14. I'm going all the way through 1 through 14 here shortly. But I want to say this real quick about the Ringer and their list. They are absolutely ridiculous for ranking Justin Herbert above Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. This is Justin Herbert's first playoff appearance. How in the hell are you going to rank Justin Herbert above Josh Allen and Joe Burrow? Makes no sense to me. And I love Justin Herbert. I believe that Justin Herbert is one of the best young quarterbacks that we have in the NFL. And I believe that he's a franchise quarterback for this LA Chargers organization moving forward. I love his arm strength. I love his athleticism. But you can't say that Justin Herbert is going to be a better playoff quarterback over Joe Burrow or Josh Allen. I guess the Ringer forgot about Josh Allen's performance last year in the divisional round playoff game against Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen was sensational in that game. Had 4 touchdowns, 329 passing yards in that game. I know they came up short, but they didn't lose that game because of Josh Allen. Josh Allen was great in that playoff game. And then Joe Burrow, the way he led the Bengals on their playoff run last year, getting to the Super Bowl, and if it wasn't for Aaron Donald, Joe Burrow would have a Super Bowl championship on his resume. I'm sorry, I can't say that Justin Herbert is better than Josh Allen and Joe Burrow in the playoffs yet. I got to see how Herbert performs in his first playoff action this weekend against Trevor Lawrence. But with all that being said, it's time for my NFL playoff quarterback rankings list. And when I did my list, I factored in everything. I factored in what I anticipate. I factored in their regular season and how they performed. I factored in even previous playoff performances. I factored that in as well. All that came into play when I did my 1 through 14 NFL playoff quarterback rankings. So let's start off with number 14, Skylar Thompson. No playoff experience. I mentioned his stats earlier. I think he got like 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. I love Tyreek Hill. I love Jalen Waddle, but Thompson doesn't have any playoff experience. I don't trust him in the regular season being able to lead this Dolphins football team, let alone in the playoffs. Skylar Thompson is my 14th ranked quarterback in the playoffs. Number 13, Brock Purdy is my 13th ranked quarterback. I believe that Brock Purdy is average, but he doesn't have any playoff experience either. And you look at his numbers in 5 starts this year, Brock Purdy has 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. He got 13 touchdowns overall. But because he doesn't have any playoff experience and he hasn't really played in any big games, I can't have him higher than 13th. Now, let's go to my 12th best quarterback in my rankings. It's Tyler Huntley. This is assuming Lamar Jackson will not play. He's doubtful for their game against the Bengals because if Lamar Jackson was playing, obviously he would be higher up on my list, but it's going to be Tyler Huntley for the Ravens, and I got Tyler Huntley at 12th. Tyler Huntley, I believe he's the best backup quarterback in the NFL. You can make an argument for Cooper Rush, but I like Tyler Huntley as a backup quarterback. So he's my 12th quarterback on my NFL quarterback rankings. Coming in at number 11 is Daniel Jones. On the season, Daniel Jones had 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, led his team to the playoffs, and Daniel Jones probably earned himself a new contract because he had arguably his best season of his career under Brian Daboll. But I don't know how Daniel Jones is going to perform in the playoffs. So I got him at 11. Number 10, I have Geno Smith. Geno Smith comes in at number 10 on my NFL playoff quarterbacks list. I believe that Geno Smith should be in the conversation for NFL Comeback Player of the Year award. This year, Geno Smith had 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He had 4,282 passing yards, completed 70% of his passes, which is the best in the NFL. And those 4,000 passing yards that he had this year, that's the most in a single season ever in Seahawks history. And I think that Geno Smith will be the best quarterback on the field Saturday afternoon when the Seahawks play the 49ers. Geno Smith is my 10th ranked NFL quarterback. Coming in at number 9 is Dak Prescott for the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, I believe that Dak Prescott is a good quarterback, not great. For the season, Dak Prescott had 23 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 2,860 passing yards. But Dak Prescott, for his career, he only has one playoff win. He's 1-3 in the playoffs. 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in the playoffs. So only one playoff win for Dak on the Cowboys. I can't go no higher than 9th for Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is my 9th best NFL playoff quarterback. Coming in at number 8 is Kirk Cousins. I believe that Kirk Cousins had a very, very quiet, good season. 29 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. But in the playoffs, similar to Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins only has one playoff win. It came against Drew Brees in 2019 in New Orleans. So it was an impressive win, but he only has one playoff win so far in his career. So I think Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott are on the same level, and they are equivalent quarterbacks. The only reason why I give Kirk Cousins the slight edge over Dak is because there are times where Kirk Cousins can get hot and he doesn't miss throws at all. He connects on every single pass that he throws. It happened in the second half against the Indianapolis Colts. So Kirk Cousins comes in as my 8th NFL playoff quarterback. Coming in at number 7, Trevor Lawrence. Yes, Trevor Lawrence is my 7th best NFL playoff quarterback. And I look at Trevor Lawrence and what Trevor Lawrence has been able to do this year under Doug Peterson. It's been very, very impressive. So far this year in the regular season, Kirk Cousins had 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 4,113 passing yards. So Trevor Lawrence, I believe, has progressed this year and definitely has taken steps forward to being a young elite quarterback in his sophomore season. I love what I've seen from Trevor Lawrence so far this year. And you got to give a lot of credit to Doug Peterson. But Trevor Lawrence has played in a lot of big games so far during his football career. That's why I got him ranked above Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Tyler Huntley, and Geno Smith. I've seen Trevor Lawrence in big playoff games in college perform at a high level. I've seen it. That's why Clemson were contenders in the college football playoffs year in and year out. So Trevor Lawrence is my 7th best NFL playoff quarterback. Coming in at number 6 on my list, it is Jalen Hurts. I love the season that Jalen Hurts had this year. Before his injury, he was in the NFL MVP conversation, and Jalen Hurts is one of the main reasons why the Philadelphia Eagles are the number 1 seed in the NFC, and the reason why the Super Bowl in the NFC goes through Philadelphia. I love what I saw from Jalen Hurts this year. The progress that he made and the way he elevated his game for the Philadelphia Eagles football team is something that I admire, and I believe we have to give him credit for. We really, really do. Now, he did play in the playoffs last year. They got blown off the field by the Buccaneers. They lost on Wild Card Weekend, but I thought Jalen Hurts did a great job even getting the Eagles to the playoffs last year. But I got Jalen Hurts in at number 6 on my NFL playoff quarterback rankings. Now, here's my top 5, and here's where it gets interesting. Very, very interesting. Again, I'm factoring everything in this. Previous playoff performances, your regular season performance this year, how I believe you're going to do in the playoffs. So I factored all of that into this. Coming in at number 5 on my quarterback playoff list is none other than Tom Brady. Tom Brady has 35 career playoff wins. The Packers, Steelers, and Patriots are the only teams that have more playoff wins than Tom Brady. We know how great of a playoff performer Tom Brady is. He is the most clutch quarterback in NFL history. He is the most accomplished quarterback in NFL history. And because of that, that's why he is universally recognized as the GOAT. Tom Brady is number 5 on my NFL playoff quarterback rankings. Now to number 4 on my NFL playoff quarterback rankings, none other than Justin Herbert. The Ringer had Herbert at number 2. They were wrong. Herbert is the 4th best quarterback on the list. We know his talent. Herbert has great arm strength. He has great pocket awareness, and he's one of the best throwers of the football in the NFL. You can win a Super Bowl with Justin Herbert. This is his first playoff appearance, though. So we don't know how he's going to perform this weekend against the Jaguars. But he comes in at number 4 for me because of his ability. Of course, Tom Brady has won more playoff games and played better in big games than Herbert has. But Herbert's ability and his talent warrants him to be top 5. This is where it gets tricky for me. And I went back and forth with my second and third pick. But I'm going to roll with Joe Burrow as my 3rd NFL playoff quarterback. We know last year Joe Burrow went on a great run for the Cincinnati Bengals. He led the Bengals to the Super Bowl, and they won their first playoff game in over 30 years. Joe Burrow had a great season last year, fresh off of ACL surgery. And last year, the Bengals had the worst offensive line in the NFL. Joe Burrow got sacked 7 times in a playoff game against the Titans last year. And he still led the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl. Last year, he led the NFL in completion percentage. And this year, Joey B did good again for the Cincinnati Bengals overall as a football team. And he's the reason why the Bengals are now legit contenders, not only in the AFC North, but in the AFC overall. 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions this year. He was sensational. Joe Burrow is my 3rd best NFL playoff quarterback. Coming in number 2, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, last year against the Kansas City Chiefs, Josh Allen went throw for throw, pass for pass with Patrick Mahomes. He had over 300 passing yards in that game, 4 touchdown passes, and they didn't lose that game because of Josh Allen. They lost that game because that Bills defense could not stop Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs from getting into field goal range with only 13 seconds left. That's the reason why they lost that game. But Josh Allen, we know his ability. He can move around in the pocket. He's athletic, has a great arm, arguably has the best arm in the NFL as a quarterback. Josh Allen is the real deal. He's the real deal. Sometimes he turns the football over. In the red zone, he has bad turnovers, but we know how gifted Josh Allen is. But before I get to my number 1 and my best NFL playoff quarterback, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow both were a toss-up for me. Like, I believe that Joe Burrow and Josh Allen are both 2A and 2B. I had to pick one over the other, so I rolled with Josh Allen. But if someone tells me that they believe that Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen is, and a lot of Bengal fans will tell you that, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you because I understand the greatness of a Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow won a championship and a Heisman Trophy at the University of LSU. So I know how great Joe Burrow is, but I like him and Josh Allen are on the same level to me. And I think depending on how this playoff run ends for each of them, that's going to determine whether or not I believe that Joe Burrow or Josh Allen is better than the other. Now, my number 1 playoff quarterback this year is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has played in a lot of playoff games in his career. He's 8-3 in the playoffs. He got 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3,381 passing yards. He's completed 66% of his passes. The Chiefs have been to the last 4 AFC Championship games, and it's because of Patrick Mahomes. He comes in as number 1 on my NFL playoff quarterback rankings. That's what I got. Give me your thoughts on my quarterback playoff rankings. I'm going to start over. I'm going to say it one more time. At 14, I got Skylar Thompson. At 13, I got Brock Purdy. At 12, I got Tyler Huntley. At 11, I got Daniel Jones. At 10, I got Geno Smith. At 9, I got Dak Prescott. At 8, I got Kirk Cousins. 7, Trevor Lawrence. 6, Jalen Hurts. 5, Tom Brady. 4, Justin Herbert. 3, Joe Burrow. 2, Josh Allen. And number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Those are my NFL playoff quarterback rankings. That's what I got. Call to the show. Give me your opinion on my NFL playoff quarterback rankings.